Hello, craft beer friends, and welcome to Season 10, Episode 21 of Tap to Craft Podcast. I am Denny Luce coming to you from Boise, Idaho, and my partner in craft, the dog whisperer, and my favorite Florida man from Tampa, Florida, Mr. Kris McKenzie. How are you doing tonight? And let me know what's in your glass.
You're gonna make me say it, aren't you?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
no, I don't blame you. I would too. I would make me do it too. But doing really well today. Just coming off of an impromptu vacation. Just went over to the beach for the day, kind of overnight, and I overindulged last night.
Overindulge.
Overindulged.
You thought you were 21 again, huh?
You know what? It was so convenient. We're Tina and I and a couple other people just sitting out by the water, shooting the breeze, having some beers, and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I've had 5 or 6 of those 16-ounce cans at
Of
least six or
triple
seven
IPAs.
percent. Yeah. And I remember stumbling back into my room last night to
Tina
get
didn't
something else.
carry you?
No, she didn't. She has before, not on purpose, but in my glass this evening, it's from Tampa's Finest Taps, is
Oh.
water,
That's
fresh,
nice. Fresh,
clean
clear beer.
water. Well,
Yes,
it's the
clear
main
beer.
ingredient in most beers. I mean,
That's
if you think
true.
about it, I'm 86% having beer with you.
Mm,
I figured I'd put
okay.
it in appropriate glassware,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a nice glass. Nice
Yeah.
glassware.
Yeah. So now that I've gotten my embarrassment out of the way, how are you doing? What's in your glass this evening?
I'm doing good. I'm a little tired. We were just before we were getting started. I was just telling them some activities I did on the weekend. Nothing major. I relaxed pretty much, just getting small jobs. Yard work, fertilizing the yard, spraying the weeds.
Mm,
Doing that kind of stuff. It is springtime,
yeah.
almost summertime coming up. That's what's so amazing. Is it just me, Kris, or does it feel like 2024 is flying
It's
by?
gone. Yeah,
Is it gone?
it'll be
It's almost
Christmas
halfway.
before you know it.
Yeah, it's almost halfway over. In a couple days, by the time you hear this, it'll be the 2nd of May, and I'm just blown away how fast it's going because I thought I had more time to plan my trip to South Dakota. And it's still on, and just let everyone know I will be in uh, Lake Herman State Park on June 8th and 9th, or shoot, 7th and 8th, I think. Friday night and Saturday night. Sunday, I'm hoping I need to hear from Eric if he's going to be in town, his town, that is, on the 9th. I think this is nice. Sunday the 9th. I will drive up there to his location in Minnesota and have some beers and chat and fellowship, and then we'll next morning we'll head back towards Boise for a long
Hmm.
5 days, 2 week long trip, and we're gonna have fun. But I've been planning it slowly, but I need to fine tune my. I got this is how old I am. Everything is great when you have cell service and you don't know where you're going and GPS can lead you there.
Yeah.
But what I found is that when you're driving in the rural states, even in
Hmm.
Idaho, there's a lot of spots that don't have cell service. And when you don't have cell service, guess what? Your nice Google Maps or your Waze or whatever doesn't work. It disappears
Well,
unless you like download all the maps. But
so I was going to tell you, Apple just came out with a new feature where you can download an offline section of maps.
okay.
So that way you can still have your GPS
Oh,
in case you don't have cell service. Um,
okay.
and it was the map that I downloaded for here. It would probably take me 2 hours to drive across it, either east to west or north to south. So
Okay.
it covers a pretty large chunk of land.
Okay. Yeah. So because I'm old school and I used to drive by maps and
And
I had
atlases.
so I bought a 2024 Atlas, big giant spiral form one, and because I've been planning my trip using Google Maps and mapping out, but it's hard to see detail. It's just hard to visualize it,
Yeah.
and I want to be able to kind of I'm trying to plan my exact stops on where I want to stop and trying to find places that we can pull over and camp for a night while on the way out, and a couple spots where we can. I want to be in the Badlands. I
Mhm.
want to spend 2 nights there and just be able to enjoy it. So I want to find some, I have an idea where I want to be, but I just want to be able to visualize it better in a one big thing to read. So I bought an atlas because that's the way I did it in the past. And so it got here today. So before we got on, I was like looking through the map, ooh, and I'm like, oh, and what I noticed is that the roads,
Mhm.
when you're on Google Maps following it through, it all looks like it's a straight line pretty much.
Oh,
But as I got the atlas, I realized, holy smokes, this is not quite, it's a little bit different than I thought. So now I'm maybe going to reroute some of my routes to make it so it's maybe, I don't know, maybe now I can see more stuff, and maybe I want to go up to another location to see some sites there that I would have missed if I wouldn't go. But I am going to go to the Minuteman missile
ooh,
silos in South Dakota for sure,
cool.
because I was a missile man, so I need to go see these land missiles.
Hmm.
I got sidetracked, but yeah. So Eric, let me know if you'll be in town, and I will go ahead and book that spot I found up there near you to camp one night and come visit. So cheers to that. But what's in my glass? Look at this nice glass I have. This is the 2024
I was wondering if you
Pints
were going to
Up
get that.
Idaho. Well, I almost didn't get it because my normal spot of getting it every year, Mad Swede, is where I got every single glass up to this year. They didn't have the Pints Up Idaho glasses this
Yeah.
year. And I was just
Boy.
expecting to go there and get them like I always do. But I happened to go to Mother Earth, downtown Boise, Mission 43, which is a veterans club here in town.
Mm.
They have these happy hour events where they go and we can all go and they give us tokens and we get 2 beers. So I've gone to the one at Mad Swede. I just joined this last year. Last year I joined. So I went to one in Mad Swede last year, and this year I was going to go to another one, but something came up where I had to miss it. But I went to the one at Mother Earth, and when I was there, I saw they still had the glasses, so I went ahead and bought a glass, and
Perfect.
now I have one for 2024. So I have every single Pints Up Idaho glass release so far. But what's in this nice glass? It's this beer right here. It's a new one from Occidental Brewing out of Portland, Oregon. Their Schwarzbier, and this beer is great. I bought a 4 pack of it. I guess it's a 4 pack. This is my last one. Celebrating it here. And so I'm drinking that in this nice Pints Up Idaho glass, nice roasty dark lager. And besides that, I have another nice, a little bit not as roasty as this one, a little bit lighter on the roast, but I have pFriem Family Brewers Czech dark lager, which is also great. I've
Ah,
bought several 4 packs of that. It was out for a while, and they brought some more back, so I had to pick up a 4 pack when I saw it this weekend. So I have one of those. So I'm drinking those 2 beers for you, Kris, since you're
that's
not
please.
drinking.
And Matt Griffo is also on with us. He's having an Unholy by Coppertail. That's their one of their, it's Belgian. I know that much.
Okay.
Unholy, I don't know, double, triple, I can't remember. Um, but yeah, he's Matt and I got to grab a couple beers together the other
Oh,
day
good.
and
Nice.
sit down, get to know each other a little bit. And funny enough, Denny, I could probably walk to his house if I needed to. I mean, he's
Well, there you go.
real close.
Is he brewing beer at his house? You can go
Well, I don't know
drink
if
some of his
he's,
beer.
I have some, it's a triple. Yeah. He gave me some beers in exchange for some home brewing equipment that I still had left over. So
Oh,
um
okay.
I haven't had the chance to crack those open yet, and
Okay.
looking forward to it.
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, we got sidetracked.
Oh my
Before
gosh,
we
we
get
are ADD to the
Yeah, we got squirreled
we got
away
work to do.
down. But before we get started into the meat of the show, we always want to let anyone new listening to Tap to Craft podcast know what we're all about. We are an educational podcast celebrating all things craft beer because we want to assist you, our listener, along in your craft beer journey and adventures. And you are listening to episode 255, recording on Monday, April 29th, 2024. We are live on Facebook. And if you would like to join us during our recording session sometime, you can do that on a Monday prior to release, or prior to release at 8:30 Eastern time. So we're a bi-weekly podcast released on a Thursday. And if you didn't get one last Thursday, that means it's releasing this coming Thursday. Just join us on Monday. Look for that Facebook link. We'd love to have you on, like we have Matt Griffo. And in this episode, we're going to learn about the Idaho state sale and distribution laws. Yeah, we're going to get some lawyering going. Not really. No lawyering. Just laws.
Please
Just
consult
rules.
with a law professional.
Yeah. We're going to go over the rules for drinking and selling or distributing beer in the state of Idaho. So, yeah, Kris thought it might be cool to... Now, he was thinking I should go get an expert to talk about it. But you know what? Who needs experts when you have...
I didn't say you should get an expert. I just said, hey, it would be cool if we could do this along with somebody who does this for a living.
Yeah.
You know, as an interview or something like that. But either way.
We'll work that in.
Yeah.
And we have our unboxing. Yes, finally, we're going to unbox our April 10-tacker mini-tacker of the month club subscription box. And of course, you can count on Kris and I having some great conversation along the way. And Kris and I would like to thank all of our Patreon supporters, because this episode is brought to you in part by our satisfied Patreon supporters like Mike Allen, Bill Schlemmer, Kevin Amanda Argauer, Mike Blanchard, Tara Carlson, and Jim Kudsel, and Alex Fuchs, who are our virtual producers. And Tom Byrne, Jess Seiler, Johan Halberg, Charlie Massa, Mark Church, and Eric Gronley, who want to buy us a virtual beer. If you enjoy the content we provide, we invite you to support the show by toasting your host or buying us a virtual beer or even becoming a virtual producer. You can explore the options on our support page by visiting patreon.com/tapthecraft. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Well, it is time to unbox our April 10tacker.com mini-tacker of the month subscription box. So we're getting our knives out. Hopefully we're not going to cut ourselves. I've been known to do that.
Mine is so overdue to be sharpened.
Yeah, mine too. But I'm afraid to sharpen it because then I will cut myself.
It's not how it usually works, Denny. Oh,
well,
okay. This started off just perfect already.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay, so every time we get one of these from her, we open these things up and we go, "Wow, that's so much better than the last one." Or it's so cool, it's so amazing, and this is such a great idea. I don't even know what the tacker is, but I'll just show you guys when I open this up.
What do you see?
There's bubble gum.
Oh, you have a Hubba Bubba?
In my...
I have...
What do you have?
A Chuckles.
Oh, that's a good one too. but strawberry watermelon Hubba Bubba.
Oh, that's classic right
now,
there.
The flavor is going to last for like 18 seconds, and it's going to be so good. But that's why I guess I get 5 pieces.
Wait, but look closely. There's another surprise in there too.
Oh, we get stickers and snacks.
It was stuck on the back. Yeah, the Juicy Burst IPA. Look at that firecracker of juice. That's why we've got the Chuckles and the Hubba Bubba. So let's see what the April 2024 swag is all about. Juicy Burst sticker from Bottle Rocket Brewing Company. We love to hear what you are doing with your brewery stickers. Do you put them on your MacBook? I don't have a MacBook. Wish I did. Your Schwinn? I don't have a Schwinn either. Damn.
You were a Huffy man, weren't you?
Yeah, with the big old boxy seat. Your Yeti? Hydro Flask? Yes. Tell us. Plus, an extra juicy treat to get those taste buds pumping. Hey, members, don't forget to use your discount code, TAPTHECRAFT, all one word, for a special pricing on any purchase at tintackers.com. All right. So far, so good. Well, we got a sticker. We got some candy.
And you asked, what do you do with your beer stickers?
Yeah. What do you do?
I put them on magnets.
That's right. You
Yeah,
do.
I mean, I was really big into doing it for the beer labels, and it kind of started getting out of hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun, but you know, as I've transitioned into a new house, I don't necessarily have the wall that I
The
need
wall space. Yeah.
to hang up, cover an entire wall with magnets of beer labels. So what we're gonna do is I was just planning on sticking with the stickers.
Okay. All right. Well, so now we're opening up our. I'm getting mine open out of the plastic wrap. If
Oh,
you
you're
opened
going
yours yet?
plastic already too?
Yeah, I'm going all out. It shouldn't be a surprise of what this is. We kind of maybe already gave it away. Let me know when
Oh,
you're ready.
I'm trying. I'm
You're
trying.
trying? Come on, man.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm
Okay,
ready.
you ready?
There's the plastic. It's gone.
Okay, here we go. Look at that. We got the Juicy Burst IPA. And what they say
And the
about this,
sticker.
and a sticker. We have both. This is brace yourself for an explosion in your mouth. Whew, that was what she
Yeah.
said. It's Juicy Burst. This hazy IPA is bursting with juicy hop flavors and aromas, hops added to the whirlpool and fermented to produce an array of citrusy flavors, including peach, melon, apricot, orange, and mango. Rocket Brewing is located in
Seward, Nebraska.
I was gonna say Seward. I didn't want to offend anyone if I said it wrong. Seward, Iowa.
Nebraska.
It says Iowa
Does
in
it?
a historical building, formerly housing Campbell's Seed Company mill. So yeah, this is a nice, colorful.
It does say Seward, Iowa. Look at the bottom of your tin tacker.
It says Nebraska. Oh my gosh, Jen, did you make a mistake? Did we catch a mistake?
Don't.
Oh
Let's
my
not.
goodness, I might need to write her and say, "Oh Jen, you made
Oh
a
boy.
mistake." But you're right.
Oh boy.
Which which one you think is right? The tacker
Probably the
or the
sign.
paper?
The tacker. Something tells me the company wouldn't approve the tacker if it wasn't correct.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska, Iowa. Sorry for those of you that are going to give me grief for this. It's pretty much the
It's
same thing,
Nebraska.
right?
Yeah.
Nebraska,
Oh.
Iowa.
Well, what I hear is, oh, they hear Iowa. Oh, the potato state. No,
Oh
it's
my God.
Idaho. Yeah, I live in Idaho, not Iowa. I don't have what's the Iowa
The Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Jen. Great. Another really good. I'll take these to work and maybe chuckle a little bit at work and share it with my coworkers.
Do you work with anybody named Chuck?
No, I don't. I
That's
did.
a shame
I
because
did.
that's what the last guy I used to work with, his name was Chuck. We called him Chuckles.
Sugar. Oh, okay. Well, that is our mini boxer. Go to, ooh, I just burped. Go to
Well,
tintackers.com and go sign up for the mini tacker of the month. Put in Tap to Craft at checkout, and you save 10%.
mm.
Come
It
on, that's a
also,
good deal.
it's a great deal. It also helps when my water comes out of a marker 48 stickered.
That's what you do with stickers. That's
I
what you
put
do.
them on my water bottle,
That's
right?
right. That's right. All right, we have a voicemail number. If you want to interact with us, hear your voice on the air, right along with Kris and I, you can do that easily by calling 208-536-3359. Too many numbers, right? You've been drinking, maybe one too many, like Kris last night.
It's so much fun.
Maybe it's easier to go 208-53 oddly. That might be easier to remember. But hey, give us a call. We'd love to hear your voice. We'd love to hear your whatever you have to say. Ask us a question. Say how great we are. Make a comment about Denny's beard or missing beard. Oh, by the way, I shaved my beard last weekend. So look at this. It's young Denny again.
Well, unless you're just listening to the podcast,
Oh,
then they wouldn't know.
Yeah,
If they were
now
watching us live on Facebook or after we finish the video, the live feed, it'll be up on our Facebook page or on YouTube whenever we get those uploaded. So
that's true. That's true.
Go see the Lean Mean Denny machine.
Yes. Young man Luce. And if you don't like to call us, shame on you. But we'll let you out by giving you an opportunity to write us through email at taptocraft@gmail.com or you can post on our Facebook page, facebook.com/tapthecraft. And don't forget to visit our website. Tap the Craft podcast website is tapthecraft.com. And I
Oh, yeah.
apologize if for a few days the website was messed up. They released an update, and because I was, kind of being a dumbass and just was clicking through buttons, I didn't realize that they said, "Hey, we did an update. You might want to check this. Here's a preview. If you're okay, hit okay. You
Oh,
can't
no.
revert back if you don't." And I like, yeah, whatever, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden it comes up and no menu bar. Things are not looking right. The font's all messed up. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I totally destroyed the website. Luckily, it just took me 2 days to get it back up and running, kind of normal. So
Oh,
hopefully
geez.
it's a little bit different layout because they don't have my layout that I had before anymore. So I had to do a little bit, but it's pretty much the same. But go visit,
Okay.
check it out.
Okay.
Kris. Oh, wait, we also have a Discord server at taptocraft.com/Discord community just for Tap to Craft beer podcast beer listeners. Go visit there, sign up, interact with all of our community. Kris, you've been quiet. So let's continue this conversation because now it's time to untap the craft and see what our listeners are drinking according to Untap.
People have been busy
Okay.
over the last 24 hours. So
they knew that you were, spinning around in your chair.
it's I really enjoy it. Probably about an hour or so before we start to record, I get notifications on my phone that says so and so has tagged you in this beer, so and so has tagged you in this beer, and I'm like, awesome. Then I know I've got at least something that I'm going to be reading on the show tonight. So, guys, if you want us to read your check-ins on the show, make sure you follow me on Untapped at MCK1345. And we will read your check-ins usually about 24 hours prior to recording. And we will start with Mr. Alex Fuchs. Nope, I lied.
Oh.
I'll start right here locally in Tampa with David Dean checking into a Hazy Titan by Magnanimous Brewing.
Ooh, nice.
Right here in Tampa. Hazy Titan, a quad IPA, triple dry hopped quad IPA.
That's an expensive beer right there.
I don't even know what it costs. Clocking in
to make it though.
Yeah. Clocking in at 11.5%. I bet it's like juicy, thick juice. I don't know, but he gave it 4.25 caps for this one. Now we'll check in with Alex Fuchs because he's checked into a few things at the Beer 7 Beer House. And one of them is the Weekender by Two Pitchers Brewing Company, 4.5 caps for this one. No notes or anything to go along with it. And then just because this is one of John Ream's most favoritist, bestest beers that he's ever had on the planet, Sequench Ale by Dogfish Head. Something tells me Alex wasn't a fan because there is no cap rating for this one.
He doesn't like sours or any kind of tart beer, so I'm shocked he even tried it.
Denny, have you tried that one?
Yeah, I actually didn't think it was that bad, but I do understand why people think it's like you just like acid refluxed into your throat because it does kind of have a little bit of that.
That's exactly what it tasted like to me, and I know John would back me up on that one as well. But Alex is checking into a few things in his Untapped account. Pink Guava Lemonade by Vault City, a Slushy XL Mine Melons by 450 North, all kinds of good stuff he's got checking in there. He gave that one a 5 cap rating too. So got to get a little bit of North Dakota beers over there and across the ocean. Kevin Page is drinking a Careful Consideration of This Urge to Levitate. By who?
Burial.
Yeah.
I was going to say the other one. What's the other one?
What's the other one he gets into? Burial and
Arcane.
Yeah, Arcane Aleworks right over here in Tampa. 4.25 caps. Kevin, we didn't get any pictures or anything this time.
Gosh, just being lazy.
There's a careful consideration of this urge to give you crap about your check-in. I don't know, man. All right, next on the list, Denny and I were tagged in this one as well. Jeff Seiler is drinking a False Motivation by Tobacco Wood Brewing Company. He said, really tasty, tropical, hazy from the first female veteran-owned brewery in North Carolina. Well
Wow.
done, and thank you for your service. 4-cap
Nice.
rating for that beer. Next on our list is going to be Cheryl Anderson drinking a Jungle Jack by Santan Brewing Company, checking into the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. She said, super tropical, great for my last beer in the desert. It's been a great trip. Until next time, Phoenix. Hippo, this one's for you in heaven. I miss you, brother.
Oh.
4-cap rating to go along with that one. And on to the next one is Eric Gronley.
Eric.
Oh, so Eric is checking into a North of 8 Pilsner by Pitchfork Brewing Company. Beer flavored beer, he says. Sweet, bready malt, crisp, and light finish. Sign me up. 4-cap rating to go along with that beer. And him and Chad have had a going back and forth over this next one called A Pretty Haze Machine by Montgomery Brewing. And he said, Eric said, Montgomery is still flying under the radar and still producing great beer. Solid orange nectarine juice. Always like to grab a pack of their beer when I see it. Summer bucket list to get to the tap room. 4-cap rating for that one. And Chad, let's see. It was a music conversation.
Oh.
And I'm not following on it, but
yeah, I probably wouldn't follow either.
there's a little bit of 9 Inch Nails in there. And let's go on to the next one. I'm not even going to try to pretend I know what I'm talking about on that one. Bill Schlemmer drinking a barrel-aged Donut Don with coconut and cacao from this year, 2024, by Venture Brew Company at Venture Brew Company. He says, delicious, rich chocolate flavor up front. The coconut, coffee, and vanilla are much subtler and come through in the middle of the finish. It's very smooth and not boozy, with a hint of bourbon lingering in the flavor profile. Excellent. Gave that 4.5 caps for that one. Tara Carlson.
Tara!
Checking into a Summerfest by Sierra Nevada. She said, I missed this last year. Very drinkable and won't slow down my crossword solving. That's right. It won't. And you said, yeah, I did drink a lot of this beer last year.
I did.
You
I
did.
drank a lot of that Summerfest. I really like that beer as just a fun, easy, taste, flavorful beer to drink in the summertime.
And it's
I
not
really
going to
like
break your wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Chad. Got to continue that check-in streak. Chad Lamassa is drinking an out of order King of Crash by by RAR Brewing. Raspberry, vanilla ice cream, and cinnamon in this one. And I like it too because it's one of the what's the slushy dog's name? Anyway, he's dressed up like one of the characters from the Sandlot, and he's saying King of Crash. So I like it. Any of my Sandlot people, he's the King of Crash, the Sultan of SWAT. All right, next on the list, Jeff Seiler again drinking a Campanula by Mortalis Brewing Company. Big tropical and citrusy hazy double IPA. Mortalis is hard to find, but delicious. Pricey, but delicious.
Yeah, it's pricey for
I
sure.
would definitely agree with you on that one.
I haven't had a bad Mortalis beer, but that's my only complaint is that they're freaking way too expensive.
They're so damn expensive. And Matt backed me up on this one. Slush Puppy. Slush Puppy was the name of
Slush Puppy,
the dog. But Jeff gave this one a 4.5 cap rating to go along with his expensive beer. Art Warcheck is drinking an AI PA by Treehouse Brewing Company. And I like the outside of this can art. It looks like those Dum Dum lollipops, the ones you get at like the bank or something like that. Yeah, and it's got it's like the mystery flavor purple letters with white wrap, and then it's also got the treehouse logo in it too. That's pretty cool to see. No notes to go along with this one, but 4 1/4 caps from Art in Ohio. Scrolling on up the list, John WC is drinking a Bourbon Barrel Quad 2023 by Boulevard Brewing Company. Pretty smooth and mellow, he says. A little bourbon, but a nice fig, raisin, and slight rye toasty yeast. 4 cap rating for this one. He picked that up at the Giant Eagle supermarket. And then, only because it's a 5 cap rating. And let's hit refresh before I even read it. Chad Lamassa drinking a Menagerie 11 by Evolution Craft Brewing Company. This is delicious. All your typical Russian Imperial Stout flavors, just the tiniest touch of booziness. Very well done. 5 cap rating for Chad. And that is what everybody's drinking.
Okay. Well, you reminded me of our conversation last week, and I forget the Sean's school friend who asked us what beer would you recommend for someone who doesn't like beer but likes whiskey?
Oh yeah.
And we said rye on rye on rye, or I just picked up the rye on rye from Boulevard.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so I picked that up this weekend. So I have a little bottle of that I'll be drinking, but it is a rye, so it's a rye ale aged in rye barrels, and the rye on rye is the same thing, but also there's a third rye in there somehow, but it's a bigger one. But this one alone is pretty, pretty hefty alcohol content. But yeah, I'll be drinking that. So do you remember her name? Not Suzanne, right? Cheryl? No.
All I remember is that she was in North Carolina.
Yeah, she's in North Carolina, but I hope she's able to find. I think that would be a good one for the rye on rye, or rye on rye on rye, or the Rumpkin, Avery Rumpkin.
Yeah,
is it good because it's a pumpkin ale with good spirits in there, rum spirits.
yeah, that one's really good too, and it kind of kicks you into the holiday season.
Yeah. Okay, well, that is what everyone is drinking. Now we're moving right along in this show because we got to get Kris to bed. This guy was a drinking fiend, and he's barely staying awake.
That's not okay.
But you look pretty good. You look like you're wide awake.
We do it for the beer, Denny.
You do it for the beer. You do it for the beer. Well, now it is time for the Brew Buzz, which is devoted to discussing various beer-related topics. And this week, we're going to learn all about the Idaho state sale and distribution laws. And I found this information on the Idaho State Police website on their page for alcohol beverage control frequently asked questions, because I went to the actual laws and regulations, and I felt like I was a preschooler trying to read through these things. But you know what? They give you everything you need to know in the FAQ.
Oh.
So hey, that's very, very nice of them. So the sale and distribution of alcoholic beverages in Idaho is regulated by the Alcohol Beverage Control, ABC, overseen by the Idaho State Police. So our police.
That's interesting.
Yeah, our police oversee this, all these rules and laws and everything. So I thought that was interesting too. So I got the first few sections just kind of like overviewing general stuff, and then we have some questions that get asked frequently that I thought would be cool to read and find out what the answers are, because maybe some of these are similar to what you have in your state, and it's just kind of fun to, brandy. Yeah, it was brandy. Yes. All right. So Kris, I'll go over the first one. It's pretty long, and then you can go over the next like 3 or so,
okay.
4 or whatever, and we can just go back and forth. I didn't put separations for us. We'll just wing it. So, all right. So the licensing requirements. Essentially, there are 3 types of licensing available for retailers. You could be a bar, a restaurant, and a convenience or grocery store. Those are the 3 different types of licensing available. A beer license is $50 per year. Wow, to serve beer, $50 per year.
I feel that that's
Wine
very
bottles,
reasonable.
that is reasonable. I think that is reasonable. Wine bottles to go. If you are selling wine bottles to go, not serving on site, that's $100 per year for that
Mm.
license. Wine by the drink on premises is another $100. So if you sell the bottles and you serve it, that's $200 total, $100 each per year.
Mhm, mhm.
Keg to go licenses is $20 per year. If you want to sell kegs at your brewery, $20 a year to sell a keg. That's not bad. Although I don't think breweries are selling many kegs besides like two other bars and stuff. It used to be before there was so much packaging of beer. Some of the local breweries, you could bring your sixtel keg in,
Yeah.
or even they would, if they'd even sell you a bigger keg if they had them. But you would do that and they'd fill it up. And then I don't think there's any breweries now in town that do that, which is okay because I don't have a kegerator. Now you have to buy all the kegs through the distributors, which is kind of you get that markup and stuff as well.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's that they're trying to keep that so it's, you got to buy it from the bar or
Yeah.
the tap room and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, beer suppliers must also obtain a certificate of approval for zero cost per year.
Well, thank goodness.
You have to just apply for it, and that's the key too. Is you need to know what to apply for and when and how long it takes. It can be complicated, but we're not going to go into that detail. How about out-of-state beer suppliers? They must obtain a certificate of approval license from the ABC division each year at a cost of $100 per year. So if you're in the state, you're okay. If you're out of state, guess what? You got to pay $100 a year to bring your beer
Well,
into the state.
then you're SOL.
Yeah, yeah. Wine suppliers, no certificate is required in or out of state. So anyone out of state selling wine can just bring their wine in. No certificate needed. Just bring it in. It's free. There is here's one thing that is interesting because I've actually been served out of a mobile booze trailer twice in Idaho.
Wow.
And I find out that it might be illegal.
Oh.
It says there are no alcohol licenses available for the sole purpose of operating a mobile beer or wine truck trailer in Idaho. And the requirement is a permanent structure with an address is required, properly zoned along with other city and county requirements for parking, fire suppression, ADA, accessibility, etc. So that's interesting because there's trailers, like there was a trailer in town from one of the breweries that would go to festivals and stuff. Is that legal? If you have a trailer with your beer and you're going to serve beer out of it? I don't know. It's supposedly not. And then when we were at this wedding last June, there was a trailer that was converted into a bar, and she was not only providing beer, wine, and hard alcohol out of this thing.
Huh.
And now I find out that she was doing it illegally because there's no license for that. Okay, that's our licensing here in Idaho.
I love it. One of the certificates is, it's free. It's not doesn't cost you anything.
You just gotta let us know you're doing it.
Right.
That's the key, right?
Right. All right. Well, we got some alcohol thresholds to cover too. So if what you're selling is over 16%, it's got to go through the state liquor store.
Yeah, and if that's the case, it's not selling because it's not refrigerated. And no one's going to go to the state liquor store to buy beer, just so you know.
Oh. So they force you to brew lower ABV stuff.
Yeah.
Well, hell, how many times have you ever gotten a beer that's over 16%?
So that reminds me, so that must mean that this rye on rye is below 16% because they're selling it at the store. But it's not very often. It's the worldwide stout. That's usually over 16%.
But what I'm saying is the majority of the beers, let's say 1 out of 1,000 beers could be over 16%. It's that worldwide stout or that kind of thing.
Yeah, but now here's some news that I forgot to share. I keep forgetting to share this. We have another California brewery, not coming here to brew beer, coming here to sell beer. They're opening
I just saw this.
A tap room, more like maybe a bottle room. I don't know. I don't know. The brewery. The brewery out of
Yeah.
Southern California is coming in, and they're opening up a tap room here in Meridian, right outside of Boise. And from what I understand, most of their nice beers that we'd want to be drinking, right, are all like high alcohol beer. So I'm not sure how they're going to get away. I mean, I guess we're just not going to get their good stuff. We're going to get
What's that?
whatever's
Whatever falls under the 16% rule.
under 16%. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
One
know.
of those big.
I don't know. We have to look into those. Well, it can
Yeah.
also it can be over 16% if noted as either port, Madeira, or sherry.
Or sherry. For
Because
cooking purposes.
everybody's picking up the new barrel release of the Madeira wines.
So does it mean that if I put a high alcohol beer into a port barrel, does it become port, and then I can say it's a port beer?
Yeah, I wonder what the percentage is. If it's got to be so much, what's the percentage of what it's going to be? So let's see. On the next part of this, how long is the application process? They're processed on a first come, first served basis. So this allows for up to 90 days for processing.
Yeah. So this is what I found in my research is a lot of problems come with the length of time it takes because if their license lapses and they forget about it, they don't remember to submit it. They lose that. They have to shut down until it gets processed.
Yeah.
And that's a problem that I guess has been a problem for some businesses. I don't know because nobody always tells you that. But from reading what I read about the complaints that people have, I guess it does happen. But you know what? You guys just need to make sure that you're on task. And if you want to sell that liquor or that alcohol or that wine, then you better get your damn stuff in, even if it's the free one. Process that thing 90 days ahead of time that you need it, at least 90 days, because it could take 90 days to process.
All right. Well, if you're going, how these are great questions. How far from a church or a school do I need to be? Well, for on-premise consumption, licensees must be at least 300 feet from the property line of the church or school. City or counties can issue waivers.
Yeah, yeah, because in some towns, the town isn't even 300 feet long. They gotta have a bar and a church, and there's going to be at least
Yeah.
3 churches in that town. So you're going to be within 300 feet probably from any of those.
All right. Let's see. What's on the next? What hours can I sell beer and wine? 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. City laws may allow up to 2 a.m. And remember, this is Idaho specifically.
Yeah, this is Idaho.
Yeah.
What is it in Florida? Do you know offhand?
I'm pretty sure we can serve alcohol
night long?
24/7.
Is that the law in Vegas too? Like Nevada? Is it
Yeah, I'm
24?
pretty sure they're all day, every day.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've enjoyed a beverage on many hours of a day through Las Vegas. Yeah, I would find it hard to believe if in Florida you weren't allowed to serve alcohol at like 4 a.m.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Retailer's name on labels is prohibited. Okay. No
This is a
label.
quote. Yeah.
This is quote. Yeah. So no label on a wine container shall be used or placed thereon. You don't use that word very often, which indicates that a retailer is the producer or the bottler thereof, or which contains the name of a retailer in any manner.
Yeah. So no relabeling.
Yeah. Well, Albertsons isn't going to be making beer or wine.
Yeah, but this is even like what I think this refers to mainly is wine. You know how some restaurants will have a house wine that's
Sure.
got their label on it, but
Sure.
it's not. They don't make it, and so they just put their stuff on there. Well,
That makes
that's
sense.
not legal here. So you have to the label that has to remain original. You can't now they can if the winery goes into a deal with the retailer and they produce the wine with the retailer's name on it as the name of the wine, and that's fine. But you just can't put your own label on there saying it's from
Yeah.
Bardenay when it's
Yeah,
from.
Matt said, interesting. So no Trader Joe's private label?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no Trader Joe unless they work a deal
Yeah.
with that winery. But a lot, yeah. So that's interesting.
Hmm. All right, I need to open this next beer.
Okay, you
Yeah.
open the beer.
Here,
I'll go ahead
listen
and
to it.
read
Listen.
the sampling laws. Vintners, wineries, and distributors may conduct or assist in wine sampling. Nice. Beer sampling is not allowed.
Oh
Now I know
no.
why. Now I know why. But which is weird because I've gone to the co-op and they
Okay.
have poured me samples of beer in the past. So I wonder if they're I didn't I
Did you give him a quarter for it or anything?
no cost. They just poured those samples. That's why all the breweries, all. But you know what the other thing is?
Hmm.
Growler guys now out of business. I don't know if I mentioned that too. I went to Growler guys like quite a few times, and then like right before, like I did that, and then all of a sudden next week they closed.
Oh
It's
man.
like, well, I got my time in Growler guys, but I think another tap room is going to open up in their place because it's already plumbed for all the,
Sure.
for 48 taps or whatever they had in there. But they used to get these little, those little tattoo cup like size
Oh yeah,
samples. If
yeah.
someone wanted to just try something, they give this little teeny sample. So I think they're breaking the law. If a state police were to come in and see that, they could probably lose their license.
Maybe. But you know what, Denny? You ain't no snitch.
I ain't no
So
snitch. No, no.
You know the rule. Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Just try
true.
your
That's
beer and
true.
shut up.
Um, and sample sizes shall not exceed 1.5 ounces. So if you are at a, at a winery and you're giving samples, it can't exceed 1.5 ounces.
Well,
You know
just
what? That's enough. That's enough wine to get the, to
sure.
get the.
That's
I don't think it's
a
enough
shot.
beer. It's not enough beer to really feel what that beer can do, but that's enough wine to tell us what wine can do, I think.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the tasting area must be clearly marked. Tasting.
Tasting area.
I guess I don't know. That sounds kind of dumb.
As I was doing that, I realized that I started pointing, and I didn't want to be tasting area. Oh gosh.
Oh, all right. I'll read these last two, and then you can go into the
Okay.
questions here. So, beer and wine price posting. Now, this is interesting. Idaho is a price posting state. The ABC division requires that prices from the wholesaler to the retailer of all products that fall under the beer and wine laws be posted on the ABC division price posting website. So, okay, so keep that in mind, right? The prices have to be posted. So the host or the
The
wholesaler
cost
to the
from the
retail, yeah, the
wholesaler to the
distributor. So
retailer.
yeah, so the distributor has to post the prices that they're going to have, like a real post, so that so there's no cheating going on,
Right.
where the distributor is giving special
Price
privilege
breaks.
and price breaks for other things. The price has to be there, so none of that happens. So that's interesting. Here's the other thing. Price changes must be received on the price posting website no later than 10 days prior to the last day of the filing calendar month. There's some stipulations here. Becoming effective on the first day of the succeeding calendar month. If a posted price is lowered, that price may not be changed again, either up or down, for the next 6 months. Once that price changes, it's locked in for 6 months.
All right, Denny, you ready to have a nerd moment?
Sure.
All right. So you guys can't see this obviously on the podcast, but
Oh,
here it is.
yeah, yeah. So I've seen this list as far as like getting kegs.
Wow.
Uh, but
67 pages, by the way.
67 pages.
67 pages.
Yeah. Wow. This is legal. This is how they keep people from getting cheated.
Yeah.
They have a official website, and if you violate that, I don't what happens. You lose your distributor license. Wouldn't that be a bummer? Or you just get
Jeez.
penalized. Maybe you just get penalized.
Maybe they give you a hefty fine. Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe you get a slap on the wrist, and then the next time you do it, then
I think
there's
So I need to get that expert on to talk about what happens if you violate
We
this.
should have avoided this whole thing.
and and the bottom line is no volume discounts are allowed. That's that's the thing. Okay, last thing about these general rules here: aid to retailers. Idaho has a comprehensive aid to retailers section in its alcoholic beverage code. Among the regulations that are specified to Idaho and or exceed the federal requirements of the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco and Firearms is the prohibition. Yeah,
Prohibition.
prohibition.
Yep.
It sounds funny when I say it. The prohibition against providing retailers with wine lists, exterior signs, credit, equipment, refrigeration, uniforms, etc. They're not allowed to give anything away to
Promote.
retailers to try to, you know, help them out, right?
Ah,
So no
no swag
coolers.
for you guys.
Yeah, so AB and Bev can't come in and provide beer coolers where only their beer can be, or they can't provide all these beer signs and everything else. So, yeah,
Okay.
interesting stuff.
Well, does Idaho require alcohol servers to have formal training or server or certification? No, they don't
Mm-hmm.
require anything. They don't require. What are the days that liquor cannot be sold?
Yeah,
Sunday, Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Counties or cities have the option to allow liquor sales on Sunday, Memorial Day, and Thanksgiving only. There is no exception for Christmas Day. No
no
booze on
Christmas
Christmas.
drinking.
No Christmas booze. You either get it beforehand or after. You're not buying
What
it
is
on
up
Christmas
with?
Day.
Yeah, what do you think if this is about? What do you? I mean, Sunday I can understand. That
It's Jesus's birthday. You
yeah,
can't be buying
but
booze
but
on
but
Jesus's
why
birthday.
Memorial Day? Why is this because they don't want to have? I mean, maybe this has to go with the fact that we
Hmm.
do have a state-run liquor store that all liquor has to be bought through a
Okay.
state-run liquor store, and maybe they don't want to have those open, making people work on holidays. Maybe that's the case. But why can't I? Oh, liquor. Yeah, this is only liquor. Okay.
It does say
That
liquor.
this
Yeah.
does make sense because we only sell liquor in the state-run liquor stores. They want to make sure that these employees have these days off.
Well, if
Voila,
the if
there
the
we go.
state's running it, no wonder it's those
Yeah,
certain days. We're
yeah.
not going to get into a political debate
But
on
that means they only get. It seems like they only get Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas off.
that. I mean,
What about Martin Luther King's birthday, man? Or what about Juneteenth? Come on, my birthday.
I was just about to say, you want your birthday off? You don't want to be able to buy booze on your birthday?
Well, I already pre-bought the booze for my birthday. That's come on. I don't want to have to work on my birthday anymore. I will never work on my birthday again as long as I'm
That's
in my
true.
current company.
That's true.
And they don't
Yeah.
take away my holidays. They've taken away holidays before. So
Okay. Well, what about can liquor by the drink, beer or wine be sold on election days? Well, during 2009, the Idaho legislature changed the law to allow the sale of liquor by the drink, beer, and or wine to be sold on election days. These are some
yeah,
really good FAQ questions.
yeah,
They
yeah.
really are.
Because when I first got here, I was like, "What do you mean I can't buy alcohol on election day? Come on!"
Seriously,
And
that makes you want to
and
drink anyway.
I was pissed off. I'm like, I never heard of some dumb stuff that west of Missouri or whatever, the Midwest.
West of the
I'm like, come on,
Mississippi, this isn't, yeah.
this is ridiculous. Come on, I'm not in a Bible Belt, state here. Come on, let me buy some damn liquor on election day. I want to go celebrate the victories or the losses, right?
Yeah.
But no, but then they did. Yeah, I remember in 2009 they overturned that. So now you can go out and drink because everything had to be closed. Everything had to be closed on election day, and that's loss of revenue for those bars and breweries and stuff. So,
Okay. How old do you have to be to sell, serve, or dispense alcohol? 19. Uh, 19 years of age through the course. Okay. So serving beer and wine tasting sampling, the event server must be 21 years of age, though. So
yeah.
if you're sampling it out, which by the way, you're not, I thought that wasn't allowed. Uh,
Wine is loud,
okay.
not beer
Yeah.
or
Um,
liquor.
Let's see. Can bartenders or servers in a licensed establishment drink alcohol while working? Idaho law does not prevent bartenders or servers from drinking alcohol while working. It's the responsibility of the employer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we do have, I mean, it's not as bad. I see this more when I visit Israel. Like
Mm-hmm.
all the bartenders are drinking right along with you. And they're giving us shooters, and I'm doing a shooter, he's doing a shooter.
Yeah.
We're all getting shit faced and feeling good. It's yeah, it's a good time. But here, all I ever see is usually at the breweries and stuff. If anyone is drinking, which a lot of times they're not, they have like a small little taster. They'll
Mm-hmm.
fill up a little bit and they'll just take little sips of it to as you know, as they're not being too busy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What about a consumer bringing their own alcohol into a licensed establishment? You can't. Nope. Can't do it. Simply put,
Yeah.
consumers can't bring in their own wine not already carried or supplied by the retailer. Um, and the retailer may charge the consumer a corking fee and provide a glass. So if they sell it already, they
No, no,
can't.
you can't. So only beer and liquor you can't bring in. You can bring in your own wine that's not already being sold there.
Okay.
So if you have a special bottle of wine, you can bring it in, and they'll cork it for a fee. So
Okay.
that's still
I
legal,
gotcha.
but you can't bring your own beer or liquor into another establishment.
Okay. I'm a beer manufacturer located outside of Idaho. Can I
Ohio.
direct ship beer to a consumer? No. No, you can't. Any brewer manufacturing beer outside of the state of Ohio must sell beer for resale or consumption to wholesalers licensed in the state.
Yeah.
So, all right. No selling direct in Idaho, guys. Sorry. Um, what about a
This is a
license as an
different
alcohol
question.
retailer outside
Yeah.
Idaho? Can I direct ship beer to a consumer directly? Still no. Only only a beer manufacturer outside of the state may ship beer into the state after obtaining a certificate of approval. And the same thing for only a licensed winery located outside of why do I keep calling it Ohio? Idaho can apply for a direct shipper permit.
So this is where I get confused on how Tavor can deliver beer into Idaho like they're doing, because they're in Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
and then the beer is being shipped from Seattle to Idaho through a shipping company and then delivered to me directly, the consumer. I'm not going to the distributor and picking it up. It's being dropped at my door when I was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So how are they getting away with that? Seems interesting, because it
Yeah, well,
specifically says it can't be done. No, you can't sell. You can't direct ship.
yeah. No, I can't even find anything on their on their website about it either. So, let's see. Wow, these are getting specific. I have a beer and wine by the bottle license for my business. Do I need a special permit to have wine or beer tastings? If you have a retail wine license by the bottle or by the glass, or a beer retail license, you do not need a special permit to have a tasting at your licensed premises. Let's see. Can
Yeah,
patrons?
so it does allow for beer tasting. So I guess the beer tastings would be without a license. Maybe that's what the
I don't know. It's starting to sound like laws where it's like okay over here, but not okay over there.
yeah, because the co-op does have they don't have they did have on premise at one point. I don't know if they do now. I don't think they do. They did have on premise. They closed that. So
Mm-hmm.
when they had on premise draft, they did have a license to do tasting. So I guess that was legal. And the same with the growler guys. They had a by the glass license, so they could do a little tasting. So they were legal. Never mind. We just answered my own question.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, can our patrons play games like beer pong, pool, or darts in a licensed establishment? Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can.
Read this whole thing because
I
it's kind of
yeah.
funny.
Well, yeah. So yes. The game of pool and darts are considered a game of skill and can be played in an alcohol licensed establishment. Beer pong is not specifically mentioned in Idaho code as being prohibited or allowed. Beer pong is not identified as a game of chance or a game of skill. Bullshit. Have you ever played beer pong? However, beer pong is considered a drinking game and doesn't encourage temperance.
That's right.
An alcohol licensee should consider beer pong a liability as it encourages the consumption of alcohol and potentially overserved patrons.
Yeah, I like that whole thing.
Beer
Made me
pong
laugh
is not a
about it.
game of skill.
Yeah, it is a skill.
I,
I mean, I know that beer pong is a skill game, but it's just not listed as a skill game, I guess.
hey, maybe it'll be in the Olympics in 2030. Let's see. Can I buy beer or wine from another retailer to sell at my licensed premises? No,
Nope.
can't do that.
Can't go to Albertsons to go sell at your restaurant. No.
Ooh, this one's a good one. How much liquor can I bring back to Idaho from another state for personal use?
Yeah.
You may possess 2 quarts of liquor that has not been subjected to regulation by the division, except public carriers transporting liquor for the division. Oh, so if it's for us, it's okay. For you guys, though, no, not at all.
Yeah.
So only a half a gallon at a time, guys.
Yeah. But I don't buy a lot of liquor, but I know that people do go out of state to bring it back when they can't find something. Like my buddy Kirk, I'm sure he's gone out of state to find things he needed and bring them in. So that was interesting because how does that work with when you go and do duty free? And let's say you pick up a few, duty. You pick up a couple bottles, and and you're bringing them in. You're flying into the state with them. That seems like it violates it as well.
But well, it's not like they're gonna search your car unless you give them.
There's no state. Yeah, there's no state police at the airport looking at my bottles I bring in.
No, they're sitting at the border of Oregon and Idaho. Just pulling people over at random.
Marijuana. Mm-hmm. That's what all the marijuana is coming from Ontario into Idaho. Okay, well, that is the Idaho alcohol laws and regulations. I hope that was entertaining for you as much as it was for Kris and I. Just a different topic to talk about. If you in your state have some interesting laws you'd like us to discuss, let us know. Send us an email at taptocraft@gmail.com or just leave us a voicemail with your goofy state laws and regulations. Let us know what you have, and we'll play it on the air. All right, Kris. I know you're not drinking anything tonight, but obviously you're drinking some good beers last night. Do you have any new or noteworthy beer you like to chat about?
Well, there was one I wanted to talk about from Tampa Bay Brewing Company, as you can still see on my glass of clear liquid here. Tampa Bay Brewing Company's beer called Repelling at Midnight. And Denny, I saw this on tap and I knew I had to get it.
Is it a dark? Is it a
black IPA?
Black IPA, nice.
Mm-hmm. It was really good, and it was not only was it just a fantastic beer, little hoppy, little roasty. I mean, it was all very well balanced. But I got to sit outside, enjoy the sunshine, just sit and have lunch with my buddy Tim, and just relax for an hour and have lunch with a friend. And not only did I get to do that on a beautiful day, the beer was just delicious. At 4.5 caps for that beer. And Doug over at Tampa Bay Brewing Company, just about everything I've ever had from him is just fantastic. So
good.
If you guys can get into Tampa Bay Brewing Company over in Ybor, just outside of downtown Tampa, go and see what they got on tap, because it's a little different than what they have in their main brewery too. Another Florida beer that I had from Tactical Brewing just outside of Orlando. It's called the Man of Straw. It's a Czech dark lager.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I went a little darker on my beers. Yeah. So I went a little darker on my new and noteworthy beers, and it's just anytime I've been able to find them, I've been going for them. It's just, I think somebody's check in earlier, beer flavored beer. was really what I've been kind of going after pretty recently. But 4 1/4 caps for the Man of Straw Czech Dark Lager. Picked this one up over at Gasparilla while I was waiting for a pizza, and just happened to work out that they had this on tap. So I waited for the pizza to be made, and I had to have a beer. It's kind of the rule.
That's right. You
Kind
gotta
of the
have a
rule.
beer while you wait.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't put them in there with a nice little bar in there if I wasn't supposed to sit there and wait. Um, but my new noteworthy list is a little short, which would mean,
I'll carry you.
yeah, well, yours
This is
is
this is
yours
2 weeks.
is
This is 2
robust.
shows worth. Yeah, this is 2 shows worth because I kept the stuff we had in from last show we didn't talk about because we were running long with Sean.
Yeah.
And so I kept those, but I had so many good beers. I want to say to start off my new and noteworthy, I want to let everyone know I am 25 beers from unique beers from hitting 5 grand.
Mm.
25. I will make it in 2024. So just let you know, I've been
And
making up some.
you've kept count too. Like
Yeah,
you're like, okay, I only
yeah,
need this many more. If
yeah.
anything
25.
changes,
Yeah,
I'm gonna burn this mother.
burn it down, man. I'm gonna DDoS these guys.
Yeah.
They're gonna be down forever.
I'm gonna go to South
So,
Dakota, find one of those land missiles.
all right. So I'm going to start off my list with 2 5 cap rating beers
Two,
and
two.
2 5 cap rating beers. And guess what? These are non-alcoholic beers.
What?
Not only are they non-alcoholic beers, they are the style of non-alcoholic beers that usually suck the biggest.
The
And that's
biggest what?
IPAs. The biggest everything.
They suck the biggest.
I finally found a few. There's 3 IPAs on here from NA that actually are really good, and I've had a lot of different IPAs, and none of them have what. None of them remind me really of an IPA. They remind me of like a hoppy tea.
Mm.
They're just not very good. So here's let me start with the 2 5 cap ratings, and I'll go to the 4.5 cap rating IPAs, non-alcoholic. Because keep in mind, I've been drinking a lot of non-alcoholic beers because that's one of my things I've done this year is to before I just don't drink on the days I work out. So I work out 3 days a week. 3 days I don't drink. I was just abstaining from anything, and then I realized, you know what? There's all these good non-alcoholic options out there. Why don't I go and try them, find the ones I like, and just drink those when I work out, so I can still enjoy beer without the alcohol and the calories associated with it. So I've been drinking a lot of different NA beers. This beer, these first 2 beers here, I'm going to say are fantastic, and they really showcase. Again, can you tell that they're non-alcoholic? Yeah, you can tell that they're not like the best IPA ever, but these are really tasty. They remind you of an IPA. They have the body, they have the flavor, the hops, they have some malt in there. They're not too sweet. They have everything that I've been looking for in a beer IPA. And the first one is from Fremont Brewing. How did I
Wow.
know that Fremont, the maker of so many fantastic beers, I should have known they would have a great non-alcoholic IPA. And here's what I said. I said, big citrus aroma, nice malty front with big hop-forward citrus flavor. For NA IPAs, this is the top of the list. Really well done. I expected no less from Fremont, but other big breweries have let me down. 5 cap rating. The next 5 cap NA beer, another brewery that how could I ever imagine them let me down? They make the great non-alcoholic porter, Black Butte NA porter, which is great. Which, by the way, I saw that they removed my check into that, so I have to recheck into that beer. I gave that one a 5 cap rating at one point as well, but I have to re-add it because I was looking through my NA beers and they said I only had like 15 or something beers. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been drinking NA beers for like all these different ones, and now they say I only have 15. I know I've had at least 30. It could be me. It could be me just forgetting to check in too. But this is from Deschutes. Deschutes fresh squeezed. It's
Mm.
fresh squeezed, non-alcoholic
Wow.
IPA. First off, the coloring is awesome. The coloring is spot on to the the alcohol beer, right? It is this amber, this super like dark amber coloring, great coloring, with a solid creamy white head. Smells citrusy. Flavor is malty up front with a solid citrus hop flavor, forward flavor, leading into a nice bitter finish. I think the body is the best of any in a beer I've had to date, and that is a fact. The
Wow.
body on this beer is incredible. Great in a IPA 5 cap rating. All right, now I'll go to one that didn't quite. This brewery I'm going to talk about is Atmos Brewing, and Atmos, so far as I can tell, they only brew non-alcoholic beer, and it's in Haley, Idaho. So it's actually in Idaho, and I've tried 3 or 4 of their beers, and I really have not been very impressed. The beers aren't bad, but they're just not. Again, the IPAs just don't live up to what I expect in an IPA. But I did have a 4 pack of this Atmos Brewing's Kora in a double hop IPA. And the problem I had with their regular IPA, the Waystander, I think it's called,
Mm.
was that it just didn't have enough citrus flavor in there. The hop flavor was just lacking, right? And I needed more, and that's why I said on my description, I said it just needs more citrus hop. It's just missing the hop. It needs more hop. But guess what? They made it up with this one because this one has, what I need. It says, I would say all their beers have crazy head generation. And that's another thing. Every beer I've poured from Atmos, the head just goes crazy on it, right? Just raises up to like 5 inches head. I don't know how an NA beer can have such a huge head, but they do have big heads. This is the best Atmos beer I've tried yet. Adds the extra hop flavor the Wayfarer was missing. This NA IPA I really like, the closest to a modern American IPA in NA form. This was before I got the 2 5 cappers. This was the best one I had up to that point. And I went back and bought another 6 pack of the Fremont because I like that beer so much. That'll be my go-to. That one and the fresh squeeze both will
Yeah.
be my go-to.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What's
All
up,
right.
Miguel?
Oh, Miguel's joining us. Now, going into some of the lists from the last show we didn't talk about, Drekker Brewing. Yes, I mentioned we get Drekker here in Boise now, and I try to pick up as much as I can from them. Although I try not to, because a lot of their stuff is their slushy sours, and those are good, but they just don't remind me of beer, right? They taste like juice, kind of.
They are.
But they're still
breakfast.
good.
They're good with
yeah.
good with the shot of something in them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you can't taste any alcohol, even though they say that alcohol is like 6.8%. I'm like, there's no alcohol in this beer. This is like drinking juice. But Drekker Brewing Slang du Jour Cherry Lemon Scone, and here's what I said about that. It's a smoothie pastry sour. Just got back from a memorial service of a friend who left this world way too soon. That was my buddy Dax. I mentioned that in our sign-off toast last episode. Here's to all the joy you brought us. Wow, this beer has a cherry and lemon meringue aroma that follows into the flavor with graham cracker. Really nice smoothie sour, 4.5 cap rating. So I had some downer and some uppers in there.
Yeah.
But I had just gotten back from the memorial service, and so I needed something to pep me up, put me in a good mood. So next beer is from Lumberbeard Brewing. I haven't talked to them about them for a while. You know how I love Lumberbeard. Trying to find it here. Shoot. I got to go back a ways to find Lumberbeard. But this is their gin barrel aged batch 1 IPA 2023 version. Here it is. It's an American IPA. The aroma was a bit subdued. Smelled like an oak barrel aged IPA. The flavor tastes a lot like the aroma, but there is a nice juniper berry undertone that blends well with the IPA base. It's 8.3% ABV. Really? Didn't I couldn't taste the ABV, but it was 8.3. No way. Super smooth, easy to drink. I downed half in seconds. And that's true. I literally drank half this beer in like 30 seconds. It was so good and tasty. I gave that one a 4.5 cap rating. Jim Dandy Brewing, yes. My buddy Joe, he ran a marathon, not a marathon, a triathlon in Pocatello. And when he was there, he went by Jim Dandy and brought back some beer for me. He brought back, wait, never mind. He did bring back beer for me, but that's not what I'm going to talk about right now. I'm getting lost here. I'm going to talk about the Cloverleaf Export Stout that my wife brought back when she went to Pocatello with my grandson to visit with my daughter. The Cloverleaf is a foreign export stout. Chocolate and a hint of coffee on the nose follows through into the flavor. What is missing is bitterness in the finish, which is replaced by a slight sweetness and molasses. Very tasty and well done. 4.5 cap rating. Yeah, the only thing is I need to have a little bit more bitterness in there. That's what would give you a 5 cap rating on that. I should have a little bit more. I mean, it was really good, but if you don't have that little bitterness in there, I just feel it's lacking. Okay, I went and visited Jim State Brewing. It's a new brewery that opened couple months ago. It's in Eagle, Idaho. Went there with my buddy Corey, and they had some good beers. I had two or three beers, both good. They had a rye IPA. It was really good, but I'm going to talk about the Black Hole Sun American Stout. Nice roast with big coffee flavor with a touch of chocolate. Does come off a bit bitter, but not too much. Very tasty beer for sure. Thanks, Corey, for the beers. 4.5 cap rating. And also that rye IPA was also a really good beer. I just don't want to put too many beers on here. But Jim State Brewing, I went to talk to the brewer after we left. We were leaving. I said, hey, you're making some great beer, which is nice to see that another brewery coming in making some really not the same old stuff everyone else is making things that people aren't making, right? And making them really powerfully flavored and taking chances with flavors and stuff is really good. All right, man. Okay, I'm finishing up with some beers from this last couple of weeks. I'm going to go with the Sawtooth Brewery's 12th anniversary Saison. And this is a Farmhouse Saison Ale, another fine beer produced by Sawtooth and a great beer to celebrate 12 years. It has so many Belgian Saison characteristics, yet none of them overpower the rest. Very well balanced and has a sense of sweetness, yet comes across dry. A great spring beer, 4.5 cap rating. I really enjoyed this Saison because, like I said, there were so many flavors in there, but each one just gave, a little bit of that flavor to the other one. And I listed all the flavors in the profile character thing. I didn't list them in the description, but in my profile thing, you can see all the flavors. It had clove, bubble gum. It had a little coriander, which is kind of clovey-like, but a little bit different. It had honey. I had a few things. I could just open the beer up, but that would take too much work. But yeah, really good Saison. I think someone that wasn't a big fan of Saisons or farmhouse ales would really appreciate this beer because nothing was overpowering. It all kind of went well and blended and was well balanced and allowed each of those flavors to have their presence without overpowering the other. And then Occidental Brewing Schwarzbier. That's the one that I drank first thing. I said, very nice Schwarzbier, subtle coffee and chocolate notes along with some toffee, 4.5 cap rating. And then Reuben's Brews, got some Reuben's Brews.
Always a love for them.
Yeah. I'm talking so much, I'm burping. Neon Bot American Light Lager. You don't see too many American light lagers in craft beers, but I'll tell you what, it
No.
was really good. I said grainy malt aroma, a bit of sweetness up front with the bread crust malt flavor, and earthy and floral hops. Crisp and refreshing, a delicious light lager for a warm weather gathering, 4.5 cap rating. And my last beer I will talk about is a big one. It's the Monkless Belgian Ales out of Bend, Oregon. Their curtain closer, Belgian Quad.
Mm.
And what I said about this, the aroma is so yummy, sweet figs and raspberries. The flavor has a nice raspberry over deep, rich, dark sugars like cooked figs, molasses, and toffee. Hides the 11.7%
Jeez.
oh so well. After an 8.5% double IPA, I just might this just might be my curtain closer tonight. 4.5 cap rating. Wow, really good beer. Monkless has not let me down. All of their Belgian style ales have just been really, really good. So if you have a chance to go to Bend and try, shoot, I lost our show thing. Try Monkless. How do I find our show again once I lost it on here? I was gonna go. Well, never mind. I won't look on the
There, you said
live
never
live
mind.
show. Never
Okay.
mind. Never mind. I'm just gonna we're gonna move on because I need to get you to bed. I'm sorry I've talked so long, but it's time to close this show out. But you know what, Kris?
Hmm.
Before we close the show out, who would you like to give a toast out tonight?
I would love to raise my glass to our very own John Ream. It was his birthday a couple of days ago. So raise a glass to him. Happy birthday to you, John. I hope it was an awesome day for you guys.
Cheers, John. Cheers.
Cheers. Denny, who would you like to raise a glass to?
All
Oh,
right.
wait.
Well,
Sorry. Hang on. One more
yeah.
time. My bad. And Matt Griffo, cheers,
Oh,
buddy. Thank you for having a couple beers with me the other day, too.
cheers,
And
Matt.
we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Denny. Who do
All
you want to
right.
raise a
Well,
glass to?
I'll raise my glass to our Patreon toast tonight. Goes to Mr. Bill Schlemmer out of Wisconsin. Cheers to you, Bill. I hope you had a great travels back from your southern Florida getaway. Now you're back in your home state of
Yeah,
Wisconsin. So
starting to get warm here now. So it's
yeah, yeah. So cheers to that. Also, I want to raise my glass to my buddy Mike and Matt. They're hosts of the podcast On Second Thought with Mike and Matt. And they had me on last week. The show will air after this show airs on the Sunday. And they brought me on to talk about the, physical and mental health as you age,
mm,
and how each of us deals with these changes, and what we're doing to try to you know live longer, live happier. And so it was really nice. They had a guest on the last show that kind of led up with some talk, and then I came in and talked about a few different things as well. And it was nice. It's just good to be able to spread some of my knowledge on what I'm doing to take care of myself, to be able to live into my late years without worrying about kicking off before I hit 60, which sadly is happening to a lot of people I know right now. We had
mm.
3 deaths in 2 weeks.
Wow.
It just happens that my sister's ex-husband, my wife's sister's ex-husband, both 57, died a week apart. And
Wow.
then my buddy Dax, who was only 2 weeks away from hitting 50, passed early. So it's tough. You got to take care of yourself, or you're not going to make it. If you don't make it, if you make it through your 50s, you have a better chance of making it, into your 70s and 80s. If you don't make it to your 50s, then you're not going to make it any further. So there's a few things. I take care of my mental health and my physical health, exercising, like I mentioned, cutting back on my alcohol intake when I exercise helps. And of course, eating to help nourish my body and keep the cancers away, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I talked about some of those things. And if you want to listen to it, I'll have a link to their show on the show notes if you want to go check it out. And again, that'll be on the Sunday after this releases. And of course, being a former serviceman, I always want to raise my glass and thank all those who have served and are currently serving in the U.S. military services, protecting our freedoms. Thank you for your service. I hope all those who are deployed are able to return home safely very soon. And Kris, please raise a glass to our sponsor.
Let's raise a glass to the folks over at Tin-Tackers, the provider of sweet metal beer signs that will make your walls happy. Tin-Tackers has a vast selection of embossed aluminum beer signs, perfect for your garage, home bar, or man cave. They have the biggest selection with the best prices. They also have a mini-tacker of the month club, a club just for craft beer lovers who collect Tin-Tackers. A surprise in your mailbox every month. Go visit their website at tintackers.com and use the promo code TAPTHECRAFT at checkout to save 10% on your entire order and to let them know we sent you.
And you can find the beers and the links to the articles mentioned in the show on the show notes located on the show post at tapthecraft.com. And it is last call. It's time to bring the show to a close. We want to thank you for downloading and listening. We ask you to please tell a friend. And of course, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And as a reminder, we release a new show every 2 weeks. Now go out there and spread the good word of craft beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.